So it'd be a nice break just to get in the racing car and go driving, but he's so passionate about looking after his very large fan base, John Bowe. Didn't Rusty French drive really well in the trophy race this morning? He starts this one a little bit further back in 15th place, but watch out for the Sky Sands Mustang. So it's the old Trans Am battle at the front of the field, Matt. It's Mustang v Camaro, and then on the second row of the grid is some Aussie muscle, the SLR Holden Tiranas of John Bowe and Adam Garwood.
The Vodafone safety car speeds away, and Stephen Johnson, his second pole position here at the Mountain, under the previous lap record, lines up alongside Adam Bresington on the front row, Bowe and Garwood on the second row, Tiranas as many as you like. Paul Freestone back in the field. Rusty French will start from 15. Bruce Williams is back in the AC Delco Tirana. Belinda Price still having dramas with the number 11 car, returning to the Mountain for the first time in 20 years. We last saw her in the Castrol Cougars Holden with Karen Brewer back in the 1000 here. Bruce
Williams had a fuel pump go in race one this morning. That's why he was off the side of the road. Cameron Mason was a slightly more substantial failure. The engine went in the Shelby Mustang, so he's a no-go for this race.
We saw that car with smoke during the race. It stopped on the run-up to the cutting, so a tough break to Mason. Hopefully we'll have that car cured for the final round at Newcastle. Wow. Great Saturday crowd in here at Mount Panorama as the rolling start, if you don't follow us in the Touring Car Masters on a regular basis. Turn it up at home. It's about to get a whole lot noisy as these cars come to take the green flag in race number 2. Just about perfect from the start. Johnson, Bresington, and we're green here at the Mountain.
It's an amazing sound and a great sight. And it's Johnson up the inside at turn 1, Bresington wide. He'll have some more cubic inches than John Bowe on the run up the hill, so he might be able to hold on to second place. But a great exit for the Wilson Security Tirana. Garwood in behind, then Hansford. Look at Tilly in the bright green car on the outside of the road trying to make some passes.
So Bowe up to second, Bresington drops back to third. That classic Johnson and Bowe battle brews on lap 1 as we climb through Griffin's Bend. There's Cam Tilly coming through the field as well. Ryan Hansford, keep an eye on the multi-spares Tirana. He's chasing the young Tasmanian and Adam Garwood.
Andrew Fisher looking on the outside there at the kick on the run into the cutting. You don't overtake there in Touring Car Masters. You don't overtake there in anything, really. The pace are very, very wide. I saw some Toyota side-by-side through there earlier today and held my breath. So across the top for the first time, it's Johnson and Bowe, 1 and 2. Stephen Johnson third in the championship. Bowe is leading the championship. Bresington behind them is second in points.
You can try to go side by side around the Mountain.
Yeah, it doesn't often work.
Here's the view from Bowe's Tirana. So we plunge down through Skyline here on the first of 6 laps. Kick of dust up there from the number 17 Team Johnson Mustang, was announced earlier this year in Adelaide.
He's been enormously popular as well. I feel a bit for Dick Johnson because he's got to do some mile splitting his time between the Shell V-Power racing cars at DJR Team Penske and the family operation up in the support race paddock. He's loving it though, and Stephen is driving extraordinarily well at the moment. The pacer down the inside on Paul Freestone, man from the Great Ocean Road in Victoria. Just had to back out of it there. Cameron Tilly, great drive in that trophy race for the Sydney Sider.
Eddie Abelnica, Jim Richards, and Mark King with Tony Kamfalowski blazing under the bridge into the chase at nearly 280 kilometres per hour here at Mount Panorama. Johnson, the margin is 1 second on the opening lap as they head down to Murray's. Bowe and Bresington. Bowe's playing that game like he normally does. Just let the car feed its way into the race. He'll be there by the time the closing stages emerge.
Brad Tilley, the fastest of anybody down Conrod last time by, 286 kilometres an hour in that there bright green number 28 GTHO Falcon. It is easily the fastest car in a straight line here at the moment. And it's great to see the Sydney Sider back in the Touring Car Masters. Abel Nika just behind him. Another car that's never been accused of lacking in the horsepower department. And Terry Lawler goes around down at the final turn. He had that spinning qualifying that brought out the red flag that was caused by a broken gearbox. So it locked the rear wheels at McPhillamy Park, Matt, and he was so lucky to get away with no more than a bit of McPhillamy Park gravel trap lodged in the Mustang.
I wonder it went into the gravel like it did. That was a high-speed lose yesterday. Back on board with Bowe, second at the moment, multi-time champion in the Touring Car Masters, the most successful and most winningest driver you'll see. And lots of success here in the 1000. He climbs the top. Let's have a listen. Come back in a moment. There's a replay of the start from the front row here And they were stacked up a bit, weren't they? There was almost 2 and 3 wide action happening.
So what happened, Rusty French got on the power a bit early and just had a big fishtail on the start-finish line, and a few other cars checked up behind him. So that was where Bressington lost P2. It was very wide. So there's the Sky Sands car. So I think he just got on the throttle a little bit too early, had the big slide, and then had to get out of it, and there was a bit of chaos behind him. Peak hour traffic down on William Street in Bathurst.
There's Alan Bowden, right-hand side. It was a quietish entry for Bowden.
It wasn't sideways.
No, in the Comet. John's Furniture Removals entries. We cruise on by, heading up the straight. This will be Terry Lawler in the background. A big lose in the number 8 Mustang, spinning around at the final turn. Drops himself right down to 23rd position. Darren Bill and Melinda Price going through the shot. Back to live shots now into the chase, and Adam Bressington still searching for that win. He's been the consistent player in this year's Touring Car Masters.
And it's all been consistency. He said earlier this week one of the great memories of his entire racing career was leading a TCM race here back in the early part of the decade when he was driving a HQ Monaro GTS 350 that he ran as a privately entered team.
The Bandit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He led a couple of laps and said it's one of the great moments. He's never won a race in this category. Doing that at Mount Panorama would be a big thing. This is race 2. There's another race tomorrow morning for TCM. Bow was wide. So let's see if Bressington can get a good corner exit and use the 350 Chev power to get past the 304 Chev just in front. Good run. They'll go side by side. Bow will have the racing line on the inside. This will be big if he can pull it off.
And Bow holds it down. A rare mistake going into Hell Corner. And Bow lives on, but here's Bressington on the outside. You remarked about this in the 86 race. They can't do it up there, or is Bressington going to do this?
Are you serious?
It would have been awesome.
Amazing. Great racecraft from the pair of them. Brilliant driving. The battle for second between John Bow and Adam Bressington. And John Bow hangs on just.
Rusty French showing that age shall not weary them in this race 2 of the Touring Car Masters, in a scrap with Cam Tilley that's been going on for the last lap and a half. And now Cam Tilley menaces the back of the Sky Sands entry across the top of the mountain again.
And Cameron Tilley wanting to prove that there is a substitute for cubic inches, because he might not have them all in the 6-cylinder Valiant Pacer, but he'll just drive it even harder. Johnson continues to lead. The margin 9/10, but John Bow's car has come alive in the last lap. He's held out Adam Bressington, and now he's going out after his old mate and teammate Stephen Johnson. Bressington 3rd, Garwood 4th and driving really well. Ryan Hansford P5. Go back to Abel Nika, Fisher, Jim Richards 8th, Karen Filosky and King, and Rusty French puts the block on into the elbow at the top of Conrod Straight.
Was it a race a couple of years ago where he was battling for 8th and 9th and just drove it right down the middle and said, no way are you getting by me. They chase Wayne Mercer on the run down Conrod Straight. John Bow still chasing Stephen Johnson here. The margin is just 1 second. Working back through the chase on lap 5 in the Touring Car Masters. Wayne Mercer, Rusty French and Cameron Tilley. Battle for 13th, 14th and 15th here at Mount Panorama. Meantime, this was going on just a few moments ago on the run up to Griffin's Bend as we look out the back of the Wilson Security Tirana. Watch Bressington here on the outside. We all stood back for a moment because we thought Bressington is going to pull off the coolest move ever seen at the mountain. As we know, Richard Crowell, that never happens there.
That is one of the best bits of racecraft I've seen for a long time, Matt. Wheel to wheel, up the hill, in a narrow, treacherous bit of tarmac as Jeff Fain runs wide, and Al Belgian had to take some evasive action in the 37-metre long Ford Comet.
It's grown every day, isn't it?
Yeah. Prone to exaggeration. But just great respect shown by the two of them.
If they got together, that would block the track there.
Yeah, the track is jammed all over again.
The biggest cars.
Marcus Ambrose and our mate Greg Murphy.
They're running back in the field. Alan Bowden, who's been turned on some great action. Ryan Hansford now goes off the track. The multi-spares Tirana prepared by Peters Motorsport has taken to the dirt. And that now puts him, we didn't lose position really out of that. He's 5th, and Abel Nika runs in 6th. We're back on board with John Bow,
who broke the lap record last time round, 2 minutes 17.53. Took a full second out of Stephen Johnson's race lap record that he set back in 2015. So the Tirana is fast and he's hauling in a margin. It's 1.4 seconds. Can he get to the back of the WM Waste forward in the final lap and a bit of this motor race? Fourth gear. Tirana's revved to near 8,000 RPM. Just on the rev limiter again on the run into the chase. And unlike a supercar, they do have a bit of a breathe on the throttle before they turn in. But it's still very, very rapid.
Straight back to second gear, old school style as well. As they plunge on the Armour All Bridge, an iconic part of this Mount Panorama motor racing circuit. The Blackwoods Express camera catches the two lead guys as we come through to start the final lap in race 2 at Mount Panorama.
It really is a lesson in old school driving. And kids, if you don't know what a heel toe is, ask your folks. They'll tell you, because it used to be a thing you had to do.
I still can't get it right.
This is a great battle. Bressington's still third, but he's just dropped off the back of them. They had to change a gearbox between races. They had problems yesterday with the gearbox. Put another one in for race 1 this morning and changed it back because the original one was better, it turned out. He's still going to get some good championship points in third place. Garwood and Hansford, 4th and 5th. This is the battle for the lead. Oh. And this is a battle that's been waging since the green dropped. Cameron Tilley and Rusty French. It's 14th and 15th, but it could be for the race win.
My memories of 2015 just a few moments ago down into the final turn. So French finally gets past and will put a margin, but guess what? The pacer will catch him when we climb to the top of Mount Panorama now. They are 13th and 14th on the track. Paul Freestone ahead of Mark King, who's having a better race than what we saw in race number 1 earlier today. They climb a bit of overcast conditions suddenly around Mount Panorama. No, I won't do it.
Which bodes well, it must be said, for the shootout this afternoon, because for fast lap times, just get that direct sun off the racetrack and you'll see how quickly supercars can go. Cameron Tilley, speaking of supercars, this really is one of them. It's extraordinary what it does with 6-cylinder heavy power. He has been threatening for about 3 years to put a V8 in it, put some Chrysler Mopar V8 power under that bonnet. So if he does that, I'm not sure we'll see which way that car went. It could be a particularly exciting thing. This battle continues. It's status quo out in front. Johnson leading Bowen. Bressington, the margin still 1.3. On the final lap at Mount Panorama, race 2, the Touring Car Masters Series that has put on such a show all throughout season 2017. There they are, a couple of famous Bathurst names. Matt Nolte, the Team Johnson Ford in front as Team Johnson watches on from the garages.
Right on cue. Dick and Jill Johnson down in the pits, watching their son Steve on his way down to collect his 2nd win on the mountain, his 4th race win of 2017. Stephen Johnson slides his way out and collects the checkered flag in race number 2 of the Touring Car Masters by less than half a second. It's on between Abel Nika and Hansford.
5th and 6th place will go right down to the wire. Bit of a switch back there from Abel Nika, couldn't get the power down, and Hansford will hold on to P5. Good fight right to the end.
Almost got the lap record.
Jet Johnson watching on.
How long before we see him behind the wheel of his car?
He's already doing some go-karting, so it won't be long.
It's scary, isn't it?
I'm sure it'll worry the Johnson clan.
I remember when Steve started his career in racing all those years ago. We see Mark King crossing the line back there in 8th and 9th position ahead of Tony Karafalowski. And it's still on. They've caught Wayne Mercer.
Oh, Cameron's going to do this. Cameron Tilley will just get there. The valiant pacer holds on. What a battle.
Never say die attitude.
14th place, Matt.
And Alan Bowden slides his way across the finish line in the background. Another awesome race, the Touring Car Masters round into 29th here at Mount Panorama. Steve Johnson, half a second clear of John Bow. Adam Bressington home for 3rd ahead of Adam Garwood. Brian Hansford, Eddie Abel-Nika, Andrew Fisher 7th. Jim Richards in 8th. Mark King and Tony Karafalowski wrap up the top 10 here at the mountain.
Terrific motor race. Matt Nolte, Paul Freestone was 11th in front of Brad Tilley, so Brad disappeared in that race and dropped down the order, ended up P12 in front of Mercer. That battle of the race with Tilley and French were next, and a couple of DNFs, including Cameron Mason, who didn't get to the start. Cracking motor race, really.